Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sports Lowdown right here on Channel 98.9 FM. Brad Swanson and Lee Knapp bringing you the Sports Lowdown like we do each and every week. Lee, we're full bore now. We're into the winter sports season, and the girls and boys basketball teams, the swim team, the wrestling team, everybody's off and running.
Right.
And it's great to see everybody, back out there doing their thing. The girls basketball team's taken a couple lumps so far. They're a young team. They're going to have a longer season this year with them being that young. But there's a lot of young kids that are going to get a lot of valuable time out there on the floor.
That means a lot.
Yeah, and that's how you build a program. And
right.
Coach Sisson's done an excellent job in her tenure so far, I believe. And I think that she has things going in the right direction. One thing I really like is the fact that she is a part of the middle school program as well. And she, heads that up. So she knows what's coming up, and she's showing the kids what she wants. So that's putting them in the same system is going to allow them to just continue to drill and build on what she wants them to do.
For next year.
Right. So in a couple of years, I think you'll see that program turn around, and they'll be very successful. And we wish them the best of luck this year. Coach Bailey's got a nice mix on the boys' side basketball team. And they beat Northeast pretty handily last Friday in their home opener. Of course, they lost that first game against Fredonia, New York there. And that was the game that was played at the Erie Insurance Arena.
Right.
And so they're moving along, and they beat Seneca the other night too. So 2-1 on the season so far, and things are looking pretty decent there. Wrestling team looking very powerful, and big matchup. And actually, we are pre-recording this show, and it's Tuesday evening. And as soon as we're done, Lee, I'm heading to Union City. My grandson will be wrestling over there. And Corry is at Union City tonight. And in the past, the past couple of years, Union City has beat Corry. Tonight, Union City is going to find out just how good the Corry program is. And they're going to take one on the chin, because Corry is stacked up pretty good through that lineup. And Union City's got a younger squad now. They graduated quite a few real good wrestlers last year. They have a couple of really good kids out there this year, but there are a lot of young guys, and they're going to be up against some
experience.
Yeah, a wealth of experience in the Corry kids. We have a couple sophomores in there that started last year as freshmen.
Right.
Got a lot of varsity time, so I think that you'll see Corry roll big against Union City, and make a little statement out of this one. The swim team, they come right out of the gate and had Fairview the first meet, which is always tough. And like you said, Fairview's always at the top of the chain in swimming every year, and so the boys and girls both lost that one. But I think that they're going to do all right this year too. And they got a couple kids that I was surprised and kind of happy to hear that there's a couple football players that decided they're going to try their hand in swimming this year, and hopefully they get into it and are competitive and help the team out.
Yeah, I did a meet last Thursday with Corry in Harbor Creek, and I actually forgot about a couple of the swimmers that played football. Landon Weiss, he went out for swimming this year, right. And
Logan Harrington,
Lesher, Nate Lesher,
good.
He did it. Derek Albers,
great.
Another football player. So we got a couple of the players that they wanted to try swimming this year, and Lesher's he swam for quite a few years now, but he's recruited. I know he recruited Landon to come in and swim with him. So it was kind of interesting to watch him, and I brought back my old little bit of coaching with Landon. I got to be careful what I say, because I don't want to go over Coach Gerald. But we talked to Landon a little bit, and he changed his stroke just a little bit, and we'll see what happens. I think it's only going to improve him, though.
Good.
So
yeah, he's a very athletic kid, and he's like a sponge when it comes to learning. So I could see him doing very well just because of he's a very competitive kid.
And not only competitive, but he's very tall. He's got long arms. I mean, we've seen that on the football field. You know, some of the catches that he made on the field was good thing he had them long arms. And my biggest thing was use those long arms. You know, he liked to short stroke it, and he got tired real quick. I said, use those long arms and, you know, stretch them out there, and you won't get so tired. And I think it'll come. But his first year of swimming, and he did well. So it was kind of fun to watch him. And it's exciting to see these kids, you know, going from one sport to another.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it's nice to see Logan Harrington out there with them as well. Logan tried his hand in wrestling for a couple of years, and now he's out helping the swim team. And Logan's a very athletic kid, too, and very competitive young man. So I'm sure that he's going to go out there and give it his all.
Yeah.
And hopefully he picks up a few pointers as well along the way.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
And that's good. That's a nice, tight-knit group of kids right there. And I think that they'll help each other out.
Right. Oh, yeah, they will. Yeah, you get some of these experienced kids that will work with these inexperienced, for say. And I know I saw a couple of the boys that are still built football shape-wise. And Landon's one of them. I mean, he's built still in the football aspect. He's got to get the muscles stretched out now instead of build up. But it'll come. And I told him, I says, this is only your second meet of the year. I said, you got a long ways to go. Yeah, you got to go until March. So by the time that comes around, your cardiovascular will be very good. And you'll be amazed how much you'll improve over a period of a couple months. Right.
Well, it's going to be fun watching and keeping tabs on these guys and on all of our winter sport athletes.
Yeah.
And, you know, you think of the holidays are coming right up. We're only a week away. And a lot of coaches and, you know, sports enthusiasts think, well, the holidays, you know, sometimes that kind of is tough on the kids because they have to take time off from their sports. Well, not necessarily.
No.
They're not taking too much time off.
No.
You know, Christmas and New Year's fall on a Wednesday this year. On Monday, those kids are in the gym, in the pool, on the mat. And Thursday afterwards, they're right back at it again.
Yeah.
So they'll get Tuesday, Wednesday off. But that's just 2 days. So
well, I know for a fact, Brad, that the swim team will go double sessions over Christmas break. They'll get Christmas Day off, and that's going to be about it. So they don't get much time off.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the basketball teams and the wrestlers are probably pretty close to that too.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure they are.
They'll be working hard, and I know that there's tournaments coming up. We always host the girls and boys basketball tournaments here in Corry.
Right. Yes.
So those kids will be playing. And the swimmers, of course, they'll swim. Their meets are Monday and Thursday, right?
Right.
So the holidays won't interfere at all with the meet time, I don't think.
Well, I know they have a meet this coming Thursday. And I can't remember who Corey's swimming actually right now, but they got to meet this Thursday, I know. And then they're off all next week. There is no meets next week. Except for the Thursday after Christmas, we have our annual alumni swim meet.
Oh, nice.
So all us old guys will get to swim against the high school team. That's always a fun time. But we treat it as a meet, you know, and the kids, they have the regular lineup, and the way we do it, though, Brad, is we have most every event is a relay of some kind. I think there's a couple of regular events, but they do that so that everybody gets more opportunities to swim. And the more opportunities the varsity get and the alumni, you know, the more people we can get swimming.
Right.
Otherwise, we've had a couple alumni meets where somebody might only swim one or two events. But if we swim all relays, I know there's sometimes people swimming 5 or 6 events.
Wow.
So
nice.
the high school team does the same thing, and so that they are getting a good workout.
Good.
They'll practice in the morning, but they'll have the alumni meet in the afternoon.
And the older folks are getting a good workout too, even if they only swim one race.
Sometimes, yes.
So yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, and the public's welcome to come watch that, right?
Yes, they are. Yep.
Good.
Yep, I think it's at 6:00 on Thursday night.
That will be the 26th of December.
Right.
Excellent. Well, we hope that everybody will come out and support the kids and the older folks, the alumnus, and have a good time watching that meet. That would be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
And, you know, like I said, the girls and boys will be hosting the Christmas tournament again this year. And they get underway. I believe they go, the boys go Thursday and Saturday, and the girls go Wednesday, Wednesday would be
Christmas.
Would be Christmas, so I'm not sure exactly. They'll go Monday, I think. They'll go Friday, Monday. The girls would be, I'm thinking. We'll find out on for sure and let you know on that one. But the wrestlers also, they just competed in a tournament at Penn Cambria, and they did very well. There's 46 teams there, and I believe Corry finished in 9th place, if I'm not mistaken. Had an individual champion, sophomore Hayden Linkerhoff, at 195 pounds. Went through. He was seated second, and he went through and beat the top seed. Not only beat him, he pinned him. So he pinned his way right through the tournament.
Good.
And I know that Matt Petrilla took 3rd place in that tournament. He lost a heartbreaker 3-2, got reversed with about 10 seconds left, and lost 3-2 to a state medalist from last year. So Matt's been working really hard, and I talked to him, and he said, I still haven't been taken down yet this year. So he's doing very well.
Good.
That's a good team. He worked real hard with Hayden Linkerhoff in the off season, and you can tell both those boys are 182 and 195, muscled up real good, and they're built a lot alike. They're tall guys. Matt's a little taller than Hayden, but that's a good squad right there. Coach Muncie, Mark Muncie's got to be very pleased with the group of kids that are out. Looks like a lot of kids out for the middle school team, and they don't have a whole lot of JV matches. None of the schools around really have a lot of JV matches anymore.
Right.
Back when we were in school lead, there was a ton of junior high, middle school now, I guess. But there was a whole bunch of kids there, and there was almost a full squad of JV and a full squad of varsity.
Right.
Of course, then again, if I'm not mistaken, I think there were 13 weight classes when we were in school. There are 14 weight classes now, and the PIAA is talking about dropping to 12 weight classes, and that's next year supposed to take place. I wish they'd just leave things alone.
Yeah, because now you're eliminating a young man that wants to be in a sport. You might be eliminating a person.
Right.
And we're trying to encourage them.
They're saying it's because there are too many forfeits in the matches throughout the in the dual meets, which there are a lot of them. Not everyone's fielding a full squad. Last week we went over to Union City Friday night, and in the varsity match, Maplewood forfeited the first 6 matches.
Wow.
So it was just, to me, it just sours me to see that happen, and you wonder why. Why do you not have kids at those weights? At least a couple kids here and there, but it's disheartening for the other team as well, because you're going out for a sport, and then you show up that night, you got a crowd full of people, and you're not wrestling because there's nobody there for you.
Right.
So we should see every bout filled tonight against between Corry and Union City.
Be a good match.
Yeah. So we'll get some wrestling in anyways.
Good.
It used to be the Route 6 rivalry. I don't know so much anymore, but we'll see.
I haven't heard that much about that one lately. 'Cause I know Corry is going to swim Union City coming up, and
Good.
Yeah,
They haven't swam each other either, have they, in a while? Or
they swim twice a year.
They always swim each other?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good to have them on the schedule. And we used to play football with them back a few years ago, and we took them off the schedule.
Right.
We're quite a bit bigger as far as school size than Union City is, but
I think this year would have been a real interesting season to see how it would have went.
Yeah, Union City was tough this year. They played very good.
Yep.
And they had that Buzzsaw Maplewood team that they had to play in the same region. So they still made the playoffs. Though.
Yes, they did.
So they had a good year, and a lot of good athletes over there, a lot of good people in Union City. I've had the good fortune of meeting quite a few of them, and I'm sure you have over the years too with swimming.
Yep.
And it's a nice community, and there's a lot of good people, a lot of sports nuts like you and I over there. So
I was over there last night
for the meet.
Yeah,
swim meet?
we had a swim meet over there last night.
And you officiated that one.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk more sports right here on the Sports Lowdown on Channel 98.9 FM. Welcome back to the Sports Lowdown. Brad Swanson and Lee Knapp talking high school sports like we do every Wednesday right here on Channel 98.9 FM. And it's hard to believe another year's coming to an end, Lee.
It just started.
It seems like it, that's for sure. And whoever that was that told me when I was a young man that time goes by a lot faster as you get older sure was right.
Yes, they were.
I didn't think so at the time, but as I get older, I'm thinking, wow, is that statement ever true?
Yes, it is. But it's good to get back into, we had a real good time with football and fall sports. It's fun to get back into the winter sports, something a little bit different. I think people were starting to get footballed out. And by the time we're done with the winter sports, they'll get swimming out or basketball out or whatever. But then we'll get into the spring sports. So we can kind of keep them going.
Right. I'm looking forward to a good winter sports season here. And, when you follow sports like we do, I think that's part of the reason time goes by so fast for us too.
Yeah.
Because you're always looking forward to, the next meet, the next match, the next game. And, before you know it, we're going playoffs.
Yep.
Playoffs.
Already.
So
yeah, it'll be here before you know it.
Right. I know that it's just incredible to watch as these kids progress and, come up the ranks as freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. And, you're thinking, wasn't that kid just a freshman and now he's a senior?
Yeah.
Or she. And it's just amazing at how fast time goes by. And sometimes we see these kids in the community out and about, and you get to chatting with them a little bit, and you say, you graduated 2 years ago, right? And you're like, no, I graduated 5 years ago, 4 or 5. Thinking, what?
Yeah.
So, time really does get by us. And, it's all about our schedules, though. We all have a lot of stuff to do outside the workplace, and you try to do what you can, weather permitting, a lot of times. And speaking of that, pun intended on this one, our hunting season was dampened a little this year. And Saturday was the last day, and it rained in the morning, and then
it was miserable.
And then hammered snow in the afternoon, real heavy
wet flakes,
wet snow.
Yeah.
And so it was a tough one. But hope everyone made it out unscathed out of the woods and had a fun time, even if you weren't successful in harvesting a deer. I hope that everyone had a enjoyable time out there.
Yep, really.
And some of you are saying, I'm not done yet, doing the muzzle loader thing. And
day after Christmas. And
then, of course, the second archery season, too. So a lot of outdoor enthusiasts. And, thank goodness for me, for that I have bowling for the winter months too. So that gives me the chance to go out and compete a little bit. I'm still competitive as far as bowling goes. I don't go out and hit the tournaments like I used to and things like that, but we still bowl every Monday night, and a good group of people down there. We have 13 teams of 5 guys on a team, so 65 guys that come out and bowl for 30 weeks, which is, a lot of people are like, that's why I don't do it. It's 30 weeks.
Long season.
But as you get older, that 30 weeks goes by pretty fast.
Yeah,
we just hit the halfway point last night. We're halfway through our season already.
Wow.
So, and it seems like that just started. We always start the Saturday or the Monday following Labor Day. So, yeah, halfway there, and before you know it, guys will be breaking out the golf clubs again.
Yeah, I'm ready.
A lot of guys do that. They go right from golf to bowling, and then bowling right back to golf again. So, not much of a break in between.
Yeah, it's good to keep active.
Yes. And there's a lot of senior citizens that bowl Monday night in our Monday night league, and they'll bowl on Wednesday in the senior citizen league.
I used to bowl on Thursday night many years ago, and
they still have a Thursday men's league.
That was always quite competitive.
It still is. There's quite a few guys that bowl that one. There are leagues on. There's a men's league Monday night, a second shift on Wednesday night. That's 3-man teams. They call it the Speed League because it's quite fast with only 3 on a team.
It would be.
And then there's the Thursday night men's league, and then on Tuesday night there's a fellowship league. It's a church league, the bowls, and that's men and women. Wednesday they have the ladies bowl at 11 o'clock in the morning. They finish up right around 2, and the senior citizen men come in and bowl. And then at 6 o'clock, or 6:15 I believe it is, it's the Barnes Group Bowling League, the Raymonds League. They bowl, and there's another ladies league that bowls at the same time. And then on Thursday night also, there's a ladies league that bowls at the same time the men's league bowls. So
busy place down there during the week then.
Yeah. And then they have Rock and Bowl on Friday nights. And they
I forgot about that.
They also have Scotch Doubles on Saturday nights. I believe that's going again. And every other night they have what they call the Boozer and Loser League on and that's a regular league that bowls every other week, Saturdays. Sunday's always an open day for bowling. And a lot of birthday parties and things like that down there at Bowl Air Lane. So it's a great place to go, with the family and stuff. So throw a shot in there for the Holtons. I worked for a lot of years for them.
Yeah. And
they've been good friends, and they do a nice job.
Yeah, it's always been busy down there. I know that.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Barb Holton, God bless her, is still running the show, and of course Rick just retired, and Steve is taking care of the lanes now. So nice to see that they
keeping the family.
Keep the family business going, and I'm sure that Norm Holton would be very proud.
Yes, he would.
But we'll move along, Lee, here to our sports schedule for the winter sports. You were saying, that we got some new kids out for swimming this year. Have you noticed are there any new faces on the girls' side?
Not this year. I know next year there will be. There's a lot of the 7th and 8th grade or 8th graders this year that'll be moving up next year into the 9th grade, and they'll be on the team next year. There'll be, I think there's 7 or 8 girls that'll be coming up, and that's definitely going to improve them there. On the boys' side, it's dwindled down a lot. I was talking to the coach Thursday night, and I think he said there was 27 kids out for the high school team this year with boys and girls, which is down from the previous years. Some of the kids did not come back out this year that were out last year, and of course with the seniors. So they dwindled down some, but he even said the Y team has dwindled down quite a bit. I guess at one point he had like 80 some kids on the Y team, and he says right now they're down to like 53 kids, I think he said, that are swimming this year for the Y team. So hopefully they'll continue and move up through the ranks to the high school team. But a lot of those kids, like I was saying, that are 8th grade this year, they're swimming on the Y team. And I'm thinking, Brad, when they get up in high school next year, that the high school girls team is going to be very, very competitive and hard to beat.
Wow, that sounds good.
We got a lot of promising kids coming up.
Well, I know the high school wrestling team only has, I think, 4 seniors in the starting lineup. So out of 14 weight classes. So you got 10 underclassmen that'll be back again next year,
right,
which will keep that program strong. And you got some guys coming, some younger kids coming up as well. Our feeder program, I don't think the numbers are as high as what they were in the past, but you have some dedicated kids that are good wrestlers.
And that's what you
coming
need.
Up. So that program looks pretty strong still. I know that the basketball programs have seen a little bit of a change. Kevin Williams is coaching the 9th grade basketball team now. Kevin's been around the sport for a long time. Married Tammy Norton from Corry, and Kevin is a Youngsville graduate, but he's lived in Corry in the community for many years, and he bowls with us on Mondays, bowls on Thursdays also. Had the Erie Times paper, I guess he had an office here in Corry that he was I'm thinking supplier, but he was in charge of like about 8 different people that ran routes here. He did that for quite a while. He's the guy that you see quite often now in the grocery stores. He's the Little Debbie treats and the ho-hos and hostess things and stuff like that. That's what Kevin does now. He also was assistant manager with Quality Markets back a while ago too. So he was at Corry, he was at Youngsville, a couple different places.
All right.
And but Kevin was a real good basketball player for Youngsville, and so he brings a wealth of knowledge in as a coach there. His daughter I'm losing my thought process here, Lee. Kevin and Tammy's daughter has been coaching at the high school, an assistant coach with the softball team. She was a good pitcher in her own right, and so Kevin's no stranger to the kids around Corry High School. So
we need the knowledge. I mean, that the experience of the past definitely helps the experience for the new kids.
Right. So also Nate Kornakowski's helping out at the middle school level, helping coach, I believe, the 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade. So nice to have Nate out there helping out. And his father, John, has been now retired, I believe, but was a long time soccer referee around the area too. So nice to have people giving back to sports like those guys. And
it happens a lot more lately than it has used to in the past years.
Right.
It's getting to be a lot more of kids coming back to help out.
And it's I have nothing against any coaches coming in from another from out of the Corry School District coaching, but it sure is handier to have somebody in the district coaching.
Oh, sure.
Because the kids they make themselves available to the kids throughout the day.
School day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that really helps out. And I forgot to mention what the Williams daughter's name is, Allison Williams. I was got caught up in a couple of different things in my thought process there, which happens frequently with me, by the way. Everything gets a little jumbled up there a little bit, yeah. But so good things are happening at Corry High School. We've got a lot of good people jumping in and helping out coaching-wise, and got a great group of kids at every sport that are out there working their tails off and trying to improve and pushing each other. And that's the whole thing, I think, Lee, is an athlete needs to go out there and push their teammates. If say you're the second team basketball player, when you're out there in practice, you're working hard to make that first team guy better,
which is only going to make you better.
Right, exactly.
I agree.
So, and the effort you're putting in practice is probably going to give you more playing time when
in the future
somebody needs a break out there.
Right, I agree.
So they're saying, hey, he's been working hard in practice. We'll get him into the game.
Yep, I agree.
So, and that works the same way with swimming.
Well, it's every sport.
Yep, pushing each other.
Yeah,
wrestling.
it's every sport. I agree. That's the harder you work. The coaches, they do see it.
Oh yeah,
they do see it.
Yep. Well, once again, we wish everyone the best of luck with the winter sports schedule, and we only have one more show, Lee, before the end of the year. We're not going to have a show on the 30th, the 31st rather.
Okay.
But we will have, our show will air on Christmas Day. So we have one more show to do.
Sounds good.
And then the year will be over and we'll start new in January. But we'll see what we can do here for next week's show. We want to try to make it something fun, and maybe we can jot down a few things throughout the past year here and make it kind of a year in review briefly, because we're not going to try to go through the entire year, but we'll give you a little rundown on things that have happened.
Yeah, we could probably talk for another couple hours on football even though it's over with.
Right.
Some of the stuff that we can recall that happened and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we can talk for quite a while on it.
Oh yeah. It doesn't matter what we're talking about sports-wise. We can go.
We seem to. Yep.
But that's going to do it for tonight's show. And we thank everyone for listening. We hope that you'll continue to tune in every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Channel 98.9 FM to the Sports Lowdown with Lee Knapp and myself, Brad Swanson. And once again, we thank you for listening. Have a safe and enjoyable rest of your week. Keep your radio dial tuned to Channel 98.9 FM, and
Go Beavers.